Hey y'all, I'm Dominique Murray. I'm your host for the Make It Happen Sis podcast, and I'm so excited to have Miss April in my chair today. She's gonna introduce herself in 1 second. As you guys know, I have a guest come on here every week to talk about their business, and then we have a topic of the day. Today we're gonna be talking about work-life balance and being a mom. I can never say this word. A mompreneur. A mom and an entrepreneur. That's what we're discussing today. But
Yes.
I will let April take it away. April, give us your elevator pitch.
Okay. Well, of course, my name is April Joe. I am the CEO of All Situations Telecommunications and Travel. I have a couple of things that I like to do when it comes down to sharing the opportunities with other individuals that want to become entrepreneurs.
Right. Okay. So can you go into a little more detail? You say you got a couple of things. Can you go into each of your businesses a little
I
bit?
sure will. So my baby, of course, is my answering service. I've had that now since 2020 during the pandemic. It basically helps out with business owners, even if you're small, big, doesn't matter. You can have a brick and mortar, doesn't matter. But if you hate to answer your calls, you don't feel like you're professional enough to answer your calls, or you have a crazy call flow. That's my baby. So that's probably one of my, I guess, one of the main things that I kind of work towards. Is my answering service. I am a certified notary as well. I hire work from home opportunities, and I am also a travel agent.
Okay. Okay. And so, can you tell a little bit of how you got into each of those businesses?
I sure will. Of course, with the answering service, I used to actually work for an answering service when I was younger. It was called R&R Telecommunications when I was living in Baldwin County. And it started out home based at first, and then she moved into an actual, I want to say it was her own building, but she kind of shared it with a family member. He had a furniture place or a thrift store or something, and she was in the back of it. And I loved that idea, just the fact that, she was able to use a building of a friend or family where she can actually expose her business of. So that was like one of the main reasons why I actually started my own answering service. And especially during the pandemic, we had a lot of business owners that was closed. They didn't want to see people face to face. So I kind of felt like that helped out a lot of business owners with, their call flow.
I can imagine.
Yes, it's been
And
crazy.
then with the travel agency, how did you get into that?
Oh yes, that's my other baby. I can say that's my other baby. Only because I travel a lot and I use my travel agent benefits and perks and deals and different things like that for my own trips and for my family and different things like that. But I started. I have a family member that reached out to me a couple of years ago. I did not start then, only because I wanted to research. I wanted to make sure everything was okay. I just didn't want to start a whole new opportunity that I felt like was not going to bring me anything because my answering service was already kind of slow. So I started that out. And when I started, I took off. And I love it. To be honest with you, I love it.
That's good. What's your favorite thing about it?
About the travel
Traveling.
business, traveling.
The
I want to say that is the favorite, the most thing that I can say out of being a travel agent is the traveling, and I love researching because once I research something or I find something for a client, and let's just say they might not like it, I got other clients I can call and be like, hey, I ran across this, and I know me and you talked about a month ago, and I think this is something you will like. So I really love being able to research and find all the different destinations and different hotels and resorts and different things like that that you can use or utilize rather.
There you go. What's been your favorite? What was your favorite place to go to so far?
I haven't been to everywhere that I want to go on my bucket list just yet. Only because I have not been in the travel business, not even a whole year yet.
Really?
But I know it seems like it's more, don't it? But I have been to Jamaica. I want to say out of all the places so far since I have been a travel agent has been Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yes, I love it.
I need to get there.
I know.
That's on my bucket list.
We need to go. We need to go. We don't have to
Yeah.
open no doors. We don't have to do nothing. Them Jamaicans love us over there.
Really?
Yes, they do.
All right, babe. I'm taking a trip. I'm going to Jamaica.
I know. Let's go. I'll be ready for it.
Alright. So, what would you say? This whole journey of being an entrepreneur, having your own businesses, having multiple businesses. What has that been like for you?
Oh, it's been very overwhelming. It's always constant doing something. I mean, I guess that's what I set myself up for, to be honest with you. Before starting my businesses, I was able to, have more time with my kids and just have more time to just be able to Netflix and chill and, do certain stuff like that. I can't do that no more. It's very hard. And if I do, to be honest, I have to put Netflix and chill on the schedule. And I hate that part. I hate it. But I have to do that now. Being an entrepreneur, you have to work around everything else that you're doing.
Girl, it's funny. Me and my daughter were literally just like, she said, Mommy, you don't watch, because I used to watch Fresh Prince, like just have it on, and she was like,
Yeah.
And I said, baby, I don't have time to watch.
That's how it be. That's how it be. And I love my TV shows. I hate that I can't, just sit down and watch them like I normally do, because a specific time that a show comes on, you want to be in front of the TV, but it never works like that. It never works like that. I have to literally go back in and YouTube it or try to find it some other kind of way, or stream it, like you saying.
Thankful for streaming now.
I know.
But, so you mentioned you having your kids and having that time with your kids before getting into all these businesses and stuff. And so now that you are a mom, actually, but before we get to that question, can you talk more on that? So I know you have some kids. You talk about your kids and being a mother.
I've been a mom for a long time. My oldest just turned 20 years old. I can't believe it either. I really can't believe she's 20. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Your birthday is already coming up. I can't. Where the time going? But yes, my oldest is 20. I have one that's going on 16, and my son is 8. So I've been a mom since I was 17 years old. Definitely did not want to be one at that time, but I definitely had to become one. And I think I did a great job.
There you go. 3 kids, 3 businesses, basically.
Yes.
How do you balance all that?
Ooh, it's very hard to balance it. Oh my goodness, very, very hard. To be honest with you, my older girls, they do help me out a lot when it comes down to networking, doing pop-up shops and, different vendor events and stuff like that. They help me out a lot with it when it comes down to actually being present. If you see me at my table, my purple tin out there, you're going to see my daughters. At least one of them is going to be with me. So it's been kind of crazy to balance it, but they help me out a lot. They really do.
And I think that's great that you bring them on with you. And I know we've done a few events together, and they're out there helping you out and stuff.
Yes.
And it helps them see that example of, someone doing everything and being an entrepreneur. And I know your daughter, like, she has a business as well, right?
She does.
That's probably a direct reflection of her mother.
I know. I'm trying to push her even more. Because she's doing some things.
Yeah. So knowing, before you got into your own businesses, having your kids and kids in themselves, all of us that are mothers know, like, that's a full-time job. Like, that's a lot of work. What made you want to go in and take the step to be an entrepreneur, mompreneur, already having the work of being a mom? Like, what made you want to do that?
Well, like you said, I mean, being a mom, to be honest, yes, that is a full-time job by itself. It's just I guess it's something that comes comes natural to us, especially the ones that do have kids. We kind of already know how to kind of organize and keep stuff clean and stuff like that because you got kids. So it definitely helps out with your businesses when it comes down to it.
Thank you so much for saying. It's so funny because we had on another show a while back, someone else mentioned, things that you do as a mom and having that. And it's like, if you think about it, we do kind of have like if you take inventory of what moms do every day, like it's everything you need for entrepreneurship, right? And I remember even reading an article and it was saying that moms are like perfectly fit for this lifestyle.
They are,
because of what we do already.
Yeah,
so.
We're always on the go, like literally always on the go. So adding on a business, to be honest with you, I feel like every mom should have a business, even if it's a small business, a big business. Something. Everybody should be able to do something when it comes down to you already being a mom, because I mean, it's just too many opportunities out there for you not to be doing nothing. Just being honest with you.
I like that. What would you say, being, an entrepreneur and a mom, so what has been the biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge, I would say, is definitely balancing it out. You still got to take out time for your kids. You still have kids that are in sports. I have a daughter that is on a dance team. I'm trying to get my son to be on the team. He don't want to get out there, but I'm trying to get him to do it. But just balancing, I feel like that has a lot to do with being a mom and a boss. You got to be able to balance both. If you can't balance both, it's going to be real hard in the long run. And like I said, it's kind of hard not to be able to already balance it. Just being honest with you. If you're the type like me, I'm a little OCD at home. You know, my kids even know that. So I like stuff to be organized. I'm already a Virgo, so I'm already real organized when it comes down to even just my kids' home, with my personal life, you know, everything like that. So it definitely takes, you know, it all ties together, to be honest with you. Okay. It does.
And I do know you have your kids. There's a pretty big age gap between. Would you say that there has been a difference in, you know, I know your girls do a lot of stuff with you when it comes to the business, and so with your son, how is that different?
He just want to play. He just like to play. He just literally, like, when I do pop-up shops and stuff like that, he's like, Mom, is there going to be bouncy houses? Are they going to have food trucks? You know, stuff like that. And if I tell him yes, he's excited. He's ready to go. But if I'm like, well, baby, it's just going to be me with a table. Well, can I go with my dad when it's time? So, yeah, my son is not with it. You know, if it's nothing that's basically going to have him out there sweating and playing and getting to know more kids, he's not with it. He's not with it. I'm not even, I hate that part, but that's it for my son. I mean, I'm trying. That's all I can say.
It'll be time.
I know, and then he's a boy, so I got to get kind of used to it, you know, because I'm used to having my girls. You know, I had him last, and then he's only 8 years old. So when I'm thinking of stuff to do when it comes down to my businesses, sometimes I don't think about adding him in because a lot of times, like I said, he don't want to do nothing. He don't want to help mama. You know, he will help me now. I'm not going to sit there and take that from him. But if it's something that he can't do, or if it's something that he feels like I don't want to be a part of it, he's just going to go on by his business. He's going to leave mama right with everything to put up. But that's okay. That's my baby. That's my baby.
I love how you mentioned that, though. You know, even thinking about having something for him to do within your business. I think a lot of times we don't think about that as moms. You know, you have like your kids and you have your business. There's lots of ways you can combine the two, you know, having them do things with you, even if it's, you know, counting inventory or helping, you know, put stuff together. I know my daughter, even just asking her opinion on something.
Yes.
So like, which logo do you like, or which flyer do you like the best? Like, they love those kind of things. Just getting that involvement, and then I think as moms, it helps us feel, you know, a little bit less of that mom guilt because they're right there.
They're more tech savvy too, you know, by us being.
I'm still little.
Well, yeah, you. I can understand your situation, but mine's, you know, I don't know nothing about some of that stuff, and I'm like, my daughter would look at one of my little TikToks or something, and she's like, Mom, you didn't do that right. I'm like, baby, I don't know what I'm doing. Help me, you know, do it right for me, and she'll fix it. But yeah, that's a good thing when it comes down to the older girl.
I make sure she document all this because she can use that in the future on like resumes and stuff.
She do. There you go. She talk about it all the time. She's like, Mom, remember I helped you with such and such last year? You know, it helped me out with my my website, you know, and things like that. So yeah, it helped her out a lot. Now I can't say that about my middle child, but my oldest child, because she has her own business. My middle child, she's just going to school. She just want to help out, however needs to be helped out.
And she'll find her path.
She will. She wants to be a teacher, so I don't know if she's really in the entrepreneurship right now. You know, she wants to work. That's her goal. But my oldest daughter, she's like, Mom, I'm in a wheelchair already. I don't want to work for nobody. So I had to go ahead and help her out with it.
There you go. But I love how, you know, they are different like that because it's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is
really not.
Especially with being like moms or like homemakers and stuff like that. Like, some of us don't want to juggle a million things. Like, I think some of us have that personality for it where it's like you need that constant challenge. You do need it. But earlier we were talking and I was talking about mom guilt. And so do you deal with that at all?
Mom guilt?
Yes.
All the time. Oh my goodness. All the time. Like, I mean, yeah, you plan something with your kids, you know. Like, I recently had I think it was like a little girls' day we had planned. I had cleared my whole schedule, everything, but something came up the day of. My kids was devastated. They was like, Mom, we've been waiting, and now that the day has come, you still can't do it. So, you know, they do understand, but at the same time, that's my guilt because I hate to plan something with my kids, have it already situated. We know what we're doing, we know where we're going, we know what time, all of that, and then something just comes up to where I can't do it. I hate that. It hurts me to my heart, especially to see them upset about it. That I can't say that's my guilt. I'm gonna try to change it and fix it, but sometimes it don't work out, and they be mad and upset with me, but they'll be okay.
How do you deal with that? Like just knowing that they'll be okay?
Because eventually what happens, we end up playing something else. You know what I'm saying? Or I end up going over and beyond, and I'm like, you know what, you guys, since we didn't get a chance to do the girls' day, you know, I'll send y'all some Cash App or something like that. They love ordering stuff offline, you know, stuff like that. So send them a little Cash App, or either make them their favorite dinner or something like that. They'll be okay. They smiles will come back.
Right. I think we forget how resilient kids are.
Yes.
Too. Like, granted, you want to make sure that we are giving them their time and finding that. And I hate using the word balance because it's really not a balance, right? Like, if you think about it, when it comes to being a mom and doing work and stuff, there's sacrifice going to come from somewhere, right? And It's either going to come in the business or it's going to come with the family.
Yep.
And it's choosing which sacrifice at which time, you know, to bring the best of the situation for everybody.
That'd be the hardest.
So that's, I guess, the balancing act of it, but nothing's ever equal.
No, I hate that.
It is, right? Like, we wish we could wave a wand and do that.
I know.
But so bringing it back to the business aspect of it, and I know you said the answering service is your baby, traveling is your baby. What is it that you love about the answering service?
I just love being able to change my voice up. To be honest, you remember we talked about it. I love being able to change my voice, and then you know when let's just say I actually speak with somebody in my professional voice, and then I step outside or I meet them in person, and they're like, "You sure you the same person that was on the phone?" I get that all the time when it comes to my answering service. So I will say this.
Okay, I got it. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
Let me
oh
hear
my
the
gosh.
voice. Let me hear the voice.
Oh my gosh. I'm already hot.
I need to hear the voice.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for calling Make It Happen Sis. We have Miss Dominique Murray. She's right here. And I am here to take any calls, any messages. How can I help you? Yeah. Change it all the way up.
Oh, man.
I don't even look the same just by my sound.
I was reading something, and tell me if this is something that you guys do in answering services, because I was reading something, it was for like entrepreneurs and giving them tips and things, and it was like, you know, to make your business, you know, like, because most of us are solopreneurs, right? It's just us in our office. We don't have answering service and stuff, and they're like, they said that what they would do is like they would pick up the phone and say, you know, so-and-so's whatever, and then they'd be like, oh yeah, I want to speak to so-and-so, and they'd be like, oh, hold on, let me get you through to our finance department, and it's like still them, and they like switch it, and then they had a different voice. And like they said, it was like, I have 4 people working for me, girl. It was all me.
Yes, but you know what? I've done that. I have done that. Oh my goodness, it was embarrassing to do it, but I had to do it because I didn't want the particular client or the customer of the client to feel like, you know, they didn't have different departments to go to. I'm like, I'm going to put you on hold for just a quick second.
That's where those mom skills come in, though, right? Because you're in story time and you read it and they're like, Mama,
yes.
Like,
and I used to do that all the time with bedtime stories. My kids used to love it. Who's that talking? Where that voice come from?
That's right. Where you mess up at, though, is when you do the voice and you can't repeat the voice.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like, my doctor,
that's
like,
where
how you read? I'm like, what did I say?
I don't even remember.
That man voice. And like, I'm like, no, Mom. And I ruined the story. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but you're right though. I remember that. Oh my goodness.
That is so funny. So you like the changing of the voice?
I do. I love the changing of the voice.
What advice would you give to moms that are, or ask a few ones. So for moms that are kind of like already in it, they've got their different businesses and they're trying to balance it all. What advice would you give them?
Ooh, my advice. I know people have different religions and different things like that, but I pray. I have to pray. I mean, literally before I go into any intake meeting when it comes to my answering service, when I'm reaching out to different people to try to join the travel business, anything like that, I'm literally either praying in my head or I'm praying out loud. I mean, I don't know if everybody is like me when it comes to that. Like I said, a lot of people are different when it comes to their religion, but I'm not a big church person. I feel like they are the most hypocrite people in the world. So I'm big on knowing, you know, what's going on, but I don't have to actually be in your church. But at the same time, it's like, I know what I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? And I know what's going to take me where I need to go. Because this is my faith and this is what I've been doing ever since I was younger. So, yeah, praying is probably one of the main things I will say that helps me go on along. Even if something goes wrong, I'm going to pray about it and I'm going to keep on moving.
I appreciate it. Are there any like tools or apps or anything that you use either in your business or as a mom that kind of help you save time, help you stay organized or anything like that?
Of course I keep you know, I always have a planner. I'm gonna always have me a planner.
You talking about like a hard copy planner? Or
Yes. Like a hard copy planner.
Somebody else mentioned that too.
I have a calendar on my phone, of course. You know, I keep up with stuff like that, but I always keep a planner on me at all times, because sometimes, you know, your phone might go out, anything can go wrong, you know what I'm saying, especially with the technology nowadays. So I try to keep everything there. When it comes down to certain things that I use for my businesses, like Jotform, you know, different things like that. I mean, I feel like those are probably the best things when it comes down to tools, when it comes to my businesses, rather.
And what
I don't know
about the
nothing
kids?
else.
A secret sauce you could share with the rest of us?
To be honest with you, I get a lot of stuff off TikTok.
Really?
Yeah. When it comes down to doing different things with my kids and stuff, I get a lot of stuff off TikTok. I get a lot of snacks and different things like that off TikTok too. I mean, I know some people don't do like me, but I like pickles and you know, certain stuff. So when I see certain stuff being done on TikTok, I'm going to try it. And I'm going to get my kids to come in and try it. And I feel like that's one thing that we kind of do a lot. We find stuff on social media and they're like, Mom, did you try this already? Let's try this Friday. And, you know, so I feel like that kind of ties into it.
That's fun, just finding something that you can do with your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Whether we like it or not, kids love social media. And
I know.
whether we like it or not, we need it for our businesses.
Yep. And we can't stop it.
So that's something to do social media with them together.
Yes.
I like that idea.
Yes. Social media is where it's at. I mean, of course, you know, you can do those, what is it, where you can basically have kind of like a stopping point, like especially for my son, by him being as young as he is. He's only allowed to get on like YouTube Kids or, you know, certain stuff like that. I don't let him look at the other stuff that he don't supposed to be looking at. You know, they have restrictions for stuff like that. And I appreciate that the most, because you can't stop the kids from looking at social media. That's the sad part. I mean, they supposed to be asleep. You turn the light on, they looking at social media. So, you know, at least you got that restriction where you can stop them from looking at certain stuff.
That's the same with the YouTube Kids with my daughter. She gets so mad because I guess it doesn't have the same search as the regular YouTube. She be doing like the dance stuff, and sometimes searching them things you're going to with the wrong thing. So she can't do that if I'm not there. And she's like, Mom, why does this YouTube not have? I'm like, I'm sorry.
She is so cute. I love her.
So speaking about the moms that might not have businesses yet, what kind of advice would you give them if they're thinking about it, or maybe they're kind of like, you know, I don't want to overwhelm my kids and myself, and so like, what would your advice
Don't think
be?
too hard. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't think too hard, because once you start thinking too hard, that's when everything starts coming about, and it might not even affect you and your kids when it comes to your business. Just don't think about it. If it's something you want to do, do it. Just like Nike, where they say do it. You got to do it. I mean, I feel like that's the only way you really can get out there and really, you know what I'm saying, make it, or even try to make it. You just got to do it. That's all it is. You got to jump out there and do it.
What's the quote? It's like the shot missed is the one not taken, or something like that. I'm probably misquoting it, but
I like that though.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss that shot.
Exactly. So, and then last thing on, because I love what kind of coordinate. Your pink's a little brighter than mine, but it says, "Ask me how to become a travel business owner." Would you like to share with our audience?
Of course. Of course, you can become your own travel business owner. Just by a one-time fee of $199.90. After that, it's 30 days later, it's $2 a day, which equals up to $59.90 a month. And that's for you to have two businesses: your booking side, which is your travel side, and also your marketing side, where you build your team. And that's where the residual money is at. A lot of people don't like to do the building part. I mean, it's okay. But at the same time, you got to think about it. If you want to have all 8 streams come from your business, you want to have both of them. Because that marketing side is going to bring you at least 2 to 3 streams out of all 8. So a lot of people be missing it. They like, I just want to be a travel agent. I don't want to have to deal with the building and this and that. And I'm like, I know and I understand, but it's only $19 extra, So you really can't beat that $19 extra from what you already paying. And you just building your team. You just asking people, hey, would you like to be a travel business owner? And if they join your team, you can keep building it up like that. And we up to like 89,000 active agents right now. So yeah, I'm trying to make it up to about at least 100,000. I need some more on my team.
And I do appreciate, how there's the building of the team and stuff. But then also for those who might not necessarily want a team, can you talk about how, just being a travel agent, even just for your own booking and stuff like that, how how that benefits you?
Of course. Like I said, you do want to have at least the building side, but I do have some agents on my team that are just ITAs, which are actually just travel agents. And they use the deals, the perks, all of that, like I was saying at the beginning of the podcast, that's just what they use, versus talking to different people and actually trying to book vacations for other people. They just use it for themselves. They just use it for themselves. And it's some great deals being a travel agent, I promise you.
That's great, because it's like you can book your own vacations and get the commission on your own vacations and get the perks of, hey, what's the discount for travel agents for this? And so
you can even walk into some resorts, to be honest with you, hey, I'm a travel agent, and they'll let you actually, try it out for 24 hours or somewhat half a day or so, just so you can give the reviews to your clients. So yeah, it's a good thing being a travel agent, being honest with you. I'm quick to slap my ID down. I'm a travel agent.
So is there like a certification to be a travel agent, like to get the ID? Like, how does that?
Well, yes. Okay. But for you to start out though, there's no certification. Okay. You just pay that one-time fee, and you basically train as you go. All the training that you need is right there for you. If you want to be if you want to specialize in being a Jamaican specialist, or you just want to deal with just cruises or stuff like that, you can. You just basically do the certification or the training for that, and you'll get your certification for it.
I like that. Like, it keeps that, because I know, at least for me, like I love learning. Like, I'm always trying to learn something new. So it's great that that's offered, where you guys don't have to go out and figure it out. It's like, here's all the training, get the certifications you need, and then you can slowly build your business and keep learning, because things with social media and just technology, things change so much.
I know. But I love it, to be honest with you, mainly because of the fact that, like I said, I can travel. I love to travel. I mean, even just a road trip or just getting on a plane or something, girl, it give me a whole rush. Let's go, where we going?
What's like your number one travel tip for people?
Oh, my number one, I got 2.
Okay, go ahead.
First one, I want to let everybody know, if you guys are going to travel, please go ahead and get your passport. It takes 8 to 10 weeks to get them. That's not expedited. That's just the regular time. And right now, because everybody is trying to get their passport, it's even longer than 8 to 10 weeks. So if it's something that you are planning on doing, hey, I want to go to Jamaica next year for the summer, I advise you to go ahead and try to get it now. Just being honest with you, so you won't have no problems when it gets to that time. My second tip would have to be, I would have to basically say, go to the airport at least 2 to 3 hours earlier than the time that you're supposed to departure. If you're supposed to departure at 7 a.m., I advise you to be there at least by 4:30, no later than 5. Okay? Just because TSA, you already know how their lines is wrapped around. It takes a minute for that. A lot of the times, depending on where you're at, it takes even more longer through customs and stuff like that, like while you're in Jamaica and stuff. So yeah, it takes some time. So that's my advice, to be honest with you. Well, really my number one, definitely always go to the airport at least 2 to 3 hours prior to the time for you to departure.
It's like international.
Definitely international. Definitely. If you trying to go somewhere, out of the U.S., I advise you at least 3 hours. Now, if it's somewhere else here in the U.S., you can kind of get away with like an hour and a half, 2 hours, but definitely 3 hours international.
Thank you so much,
You're
April.
welcome.
I think that's pretty much it that we have here. But before we go, I would love to have you share with our guest or share with our audience how they can connect with you, how they can reach you if they have questions.
Okay, of course. You guys can reach me by either email, and that's allsituationstelecom1m@gmail. I have an office number that's 478-245-0775. My website, www.allsituationstelecommunications, don't forget the S's.com. And I think that's about it. Email, phone number, website. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, April.
No problem.
Enjoying this Livino wine.
Oh, yes. I love my wine.
Yes. As you guys know, we are doing all of season 1 right here in the beautiful Livino Wine Bar. This is in Warner Robins. You guys come out. We come out here often for Make It Happen Sis events, just to come out and grab wine. Like,
yes.
Gorgeous place. Great
I love
pictures,
it.
Right?
I love it.
So make sure you guys come out. And thank you guys for watching.
Bye-bye.